Hello, Janie B. And today is Tuesday, Silver Hair Rebellion. We're getting a storm outside, so you might be a little bit distracted if you can hear thunder lightning out there. It just started right now. It's pretty dark and rainy. But anyway, just want to let you know if you hear the pounding out the back of the window. And anyway, Health and Fitness Day. It is Tuesday, Health and Fitness Day, and I want to start with sugar because it's just nasty. It's nasty. It's one of those things that look really good on the outside, but it's really just rotten on the inside. It will make you old. If you are a silver hair rebel like me, you are making yourself old every time you spike your insulin. Now there's a process. I haven't had time. This is kind of last minute to do a whole lot of research. Just want to kind of catch you up on what I'm doing and jump in next Tuesday, and you can start getting yourself ready though, and you can do something this week. So basically it just ages you from inside. There is a name for it, and I think it's basically the same process. It cooks you, they say, from inside, because it basically is the same process as when you fry meat in a frying pan, and the charcoal part is like not good. It's kind of the same kind of thing that spiking your insulin through sugar will do to your body. And I can attest to that, because I'm going to say, maybe on another week I'll see if I can find a picture. I was in the best shape of my life when I was 55. Now I'm 62, so that's 7 years. But I had I always took really good care of myself, ate clean for many years, and I drank water, really watched my sugar and all this kind of stuff. I was a health fanatic. I had really even thought about going into that. I have more to say about that, but I'll talk about it later. And I got like the worst 5 years of my life. I ended up dating one diagnosed psychopath who was a friend of mine from high school. Not really a friend, an acquaintance. He looked me up on cue the thunder and lightning. He looked me up on Facebook, just like, watch what you're doing. I was so naive. I had just pretty much been out of my marriage for a couple years, but I knew nothing. Like I didn't even know how to use Facebook. And so that took me down, but I managed to recover, get back, and I ended up dating a narcissist who I was very, very leery about doing. But he sucked me in. I went and did it. Now, he was a raging alcoholic. Now, I will admit, I'm not a raging alcoholic, but if it's in front of me, I want it. But I am a sugaraholic for sure. So I'd go there and he'd have like a fridge full of drinks, like sugar, coolers and all that kind of stuff. And so I drank a lot, and he used to always cook, but he wouldn't come to my house, but he'd always cook. And which was nice, but we would never eat till like 10 at night. And for me, that is really late. Like it's bad already to eat after 5 or 7. And so there we are eating. I'm starving. So I just would drink. We'd start drinking in the afternoon, and like, I can't say I was complaining. I enjoyed it, but, and I never really got hungover for some reason that I never really understood. I don't know, but I honestly don't know. But probably because it was through the day. I don't know, but I drank like much more than I ever drank. And I swear that, I'm going to say a period of about 2 years aged me overnight 10 years. Now the stress of it, like, 'cause it was horrendous. And I actually have another channel if you want to go really deep and dark. It's called Be Free, just like the letter B, free. And I wrote a book called Whispers Inside. It was so horrific, but it's more poetry, just kind of came out of me. So I'm reading it to music and with my kind of dark kind of imagery and stuff. It's dark, don't read it or don't listen, unless the reason I thought that it might be helpful to some people is because I know it would have been helpful to me at the time, and online support really got me through. So just to kind of, because it's reflections from inside, it's called Whispers Inside, and it's my reflections of things and that came out of me at the time. So, but it is dark and it could be triggering. So just be careful about that if you're watching this and you have had experience with it. Anyway, so to get back on track, sugar is like, I can tell you from personal experience, it is the worst thing for aging and for your health. It basically destroys your organs from inside. And then there's diabetes. I had my dad and my grandfather both had it, and they went through living hell their last years. My dad literally died when they were trying to amputate his second leg for the second time. They took part of his, and it was during COVID. I didn't even get down to see him because I wasn't allowed in the hospital. And that's another whole story. But they amputated part of his one leg, part of his other leg, and he's sitting there. He had such a will to live that he's sitting there like talking about how he'll manage somehow. And like they lived on top of a garage that he built, and it was like these tiny steep stairs. It was just, nobody knew what was going to happen. And then they decided they had to take more of his leg, and he died during that operation. So like just miserable, horrid hell. My grandpa was in pain. He had to get his leg amputated shortly after his retirement, which was just horrific. He worked hard. He actually worked on the Avro airplane in Malta, in Ontario here. And he was very smart and all his faculties, but he lost his leg and he got phantom pains a lot. And it was like he'd scream in pain. It was horrific. So anyway, you don't want to go there. You do not want to go there. I hope I've scared you enough. And now my sister is dealing with her blood sugar levels. So we're going to do a thing together. We're starting. And I will have a lot more about it next week. Because again, this is just last minute, but I didn't want to miss today. And just to get you started with the horror stories. And what can we start you with? I'll tell you one thing. Get your binder. I'm getting this binder together with recipes and anything, my grocery list and all this. I don't know if you'll be able to see this because there might be some glare. It says, I can read it through, egg fries. This is my best health tip for eating. I'm not a big cook and it's just me here. I'm a vegetarian, so I find it hard to find meals and that, but I have my eggs and my ducks. I have my one chicken. I got a story about that left, two. But anyway, my ducks, but I call it easy egg fries. All I do is I try every day for my first meal to have eggs, and I really like spinach or greens, baby greens, and garlic, zucchini, tomatoes, cheese, Parmesan cheese, or brewer's yeast even, or any kind of cheese. I haven't been able to kick the dairy. I'd love to, but I do eat dairy. And, or these are other things. I cook it in the same pan. I use coconut oil now. I used to use olive oil, but I heard that's not the best to cook with. So I use coconut oil. I like canned beans, or you can pre-cook them from the dried ones, and a little bit of rice I really like too. And you can make that a mix, like onions, mushrooms, greens. You can throw in your rice and salsa, spaghetti sauce, or sliced tomatoes, fried potatoes. I really like it. I haven't done that too much, but I believe potatoes are good for you. So you can do that, and it doesn't take very long at all. Spinach, Swiss chard, which I really like growing around here in the summer, so it's fantastic. I'm going to do a lot more veggies this year in the garden. Any sliced veggies, celery, garlic, green onions, chives, anything you like. Zucchini I really liked. Feta cheese I really like. Parmesan, mozzarella, any kind you like. Winter, I do a little less of the fresh stuff for a while. But anyway, that's one thing just one quick little tip. Another thing I really like to do for sugar is let's not say we did. And what I basically do is figure, you know, this great little sugar hit will last me all of 5 minutes by the time I'm finished eating it. So why don't I just pass it by? Just say I did it. Just pretend in my own head that I did it. Or a non-negotiable is also, no, I'm not allowed to have it. That's somewhere I don't go. That used to work really well for me. So I'm going to sign off because this is getting long and my phone always cuts me off and wrecks, makes me lose my videos. Try that stuff. Let me know how it's going and start getting your recipe book at least prepared so you'll have a place to put some recipes in. And have a great week, and I will talk to you later.